Hi guys, it's Inspirational Nails, and I'm going to show you my Happy Turkey stamping, and I hope you like them. I used a few different techniques in order to achieve this look, which I am going to show you. So I hope you like. The first thing I'm going to show you is the plates that I used to achieve this look. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one here by Dashika. This is from the Infinity Nails stamping plates that she has, and this is plate number 65. And this is just has so many fun different type of images. Look at SpongeBob. The one I used is this one right here. This is the one with the traditional, you know, the basket with all the different fruits that are coming out, and I wanted to use a lot of different colors and make it really vibrant. So I'll show you what I used to actually paint all of the colors. The other stamping plate that I used is this one here, and this one is by Sissy and Sassy, and I used the turkey. So if you have this plate, there is a little turkey there. I really wanted, I was looking for a turkey, but you know, like a turkey with a face. I went all through my stamping plates and I couldn't find any turkey, and I'm like, oh, I need a turkey. And when I got to this plate, I'm like, yes, I found a turkey. So it came out, it worked out perfect. Okay, so those are the two plates I used, and as you see, look at my turkeys. Aren't they cute? They're just so cute. And this is the best part. You see them like this, but then look at it like this. You know, I love this. I absolutely love it. This is how I feel after I eat on Thanksgiving. So let's keep going. So then on this image here, what I used is, you know, there's so many ways that you can actually paint your image. You know, a lot of people, you can use a piece of plastic, like even a Ziploc bag. You can just actually paint a small area with clear and actually take your stamper, and once you stamp the image, you can stamp it right on top of that clear image where you actually painted that, you know, the clear coat, and start painting from there, okay? And you can also actually paint on the actual stamper, and that is the technique that I used in order to achieve this look. So I already started painting this one here, and as you see, I just stamped the image and I actually already started painting the image. Now I'm going to show you what I use to actually paint. You can use from acrylic paints, you can use nail polishes, you can use so many different variety of different paints. So it just depends on what you have. You just have to be, you know, kind of careful at your stamper, because sometimes, like, this is the problem that I had. I used acrylic paints, and the ones that I used were really very water-based. I don't know if they're water-based paints, I'm not sure, but it was a pain in the you-know-what, because after I would try to apply the paint, it just wasn't staying on because of the type of material the stamper is. So sometimes it would be better to, if you want to use a rubber stamper like this one. This one is a rubber stamper, and you would probably have a better outcome when you're painting with acrylic paints on this type of a stamper. So again, it's just really, you know, playing around with your stampers. You know, I do have a lot of stampers for that reason, because sometimes different things that you do, different techniques, might work better on one stamper than the other, just because of what it's made out of. This one is more of a rubber. This one, I think it's more of a silicone rubber. I don't know. But they are different. You know, you could just tell by, you know, feeling the actual. This one is very firm, okay, versus this one is more squishy. Okay, now this one here, since I already started, I'm going to complete this one. So the actual paints that I use this one here by Reese, and on using these on that stamper was just a pain. I really did not like using them for this, but I had already started, so I just kept on with it. The one I had the most problem was this one right here, which was the basket, which that was, especially that had the most color and took the most time because this one really just did not want to work. I'm actually not going to use this to paint that basket because we would be here forever. So I did find a nail polish that was, you know, similar of color, and I'm going to use that one. Actually, I'm sorry. It's actually this one. Okay, and the color is very close, and I think it will work just fine. So this is the one I'm going to use to actually paint the basket. And these are all the ones I used in order to paint that, you know, paint the different fruits. I also used this one here by Folk, which is a neon purple. And the color, and this was to color the grapes. And yeah, it is purple. Okay. And I also used this red, and this was to paint the tomato. Okay, so definitely you do have to use a lot of color in this because it has all these different fruits, and as you see, and a lot of them won't even end up on your nails depending on if your nails are, you know, some people have more wider nails than others. Where I really was able to get most of everything, which was my thumb, and as you see, that's the only place I think I got the grape, and look, it was only like half, and everywhere else I didn't even get it. So you know, it just depends. You don't have to paint the whole image, but it is nice to do so because just in case when you're laying it on your nails, if for some reason, you know, you don't catch an area, you know, at least the whole thing is painted where you don't have to worry. So now I'm going to go ahead and paint the brown basket with using this, with this nail polish, and it's called Mulberry Street. I hope you can see that. I'm sorry. There you go. It's called Mulberry Street, and that's what I'm going to paint the basket. Now you can use different things to paint. You know, you can use maybe small fine brushes, which these are very, very fine. I do feel that from using these paints, and I'm not sure if it was because of the paint or the brushes, you know, I did have a lot of little open spaces. So this time I'm just going to use a dotting tool, which you can use that and it works just as great. And I'm going to use the dotting tool to paint the basket. So all I did was drop down some of that paint on my paper here, and I'm actually going to start painting the actual basket. And as you see, you know, with the nail polish, it works pretty good. And you just want to go into those areas that is really, you know, small. Just do your best. It doesn't need to be perfect. But it does come out really good when you use the dotting tool. I should have used the dotting tool from earlier. I was using my brushes and it really just wasn't working as the way I wanted to. But with the nail polish, I'm actually going much quicker. I hope you guys can see. And then I'm in frame. And I'm just gonna do this part here. And then I'm just going to finish up and I'll be right back. So now that I've finished painting the basket, now the only thing I have left is the little stems from all of the different fruits. Now for that, I'm just going to use a different color brown, and it's really not much difference. It just has a little sparkle in it, but I'm just going to go ahead now next and just paint all the little stems. This one definitely is much lighter. Okay, so now that I painted all of the little stems, I'm going to let this completely dry. Okay, and then when I come back, we're gonna work on the turkeys. Okay, so now I'm back and I'm gonna work on the little turkeys. I'm actually going to stamp the turkeys on my middle finger here, and I'm gonna show you which color I used. I actually used this brown from Clean Color, which works amazing. It is number 52 and it's dark brown. Okay, and all I'm gonna do is give it a good shake. And take my scraper and I'm going to scrape, pick up the image, and look at that turkey, isn't he cute? Just take out whatever you don't want and go ahead and stamp. And I'm going to stamp this on my middle finger. And look how cute he is. Okay. And gonna clean it up again. And this color works great for a brown if you don't have a brown to stamp. Okay, and so yeah, unfortunately here I messed up. I went a little bit crazy with the turkeys and I stamped this one right over the other one. But it's okay. It's turkeys gone crazy, so who cares? Okay. And I love the legs. The legs are the best. They're so cute. Little legs. Okay, and I'm going to use those legs right here. I think I'm going to turn them around because I'm just going to use the legs. You see that? So definitely, you know, have fun with it. You don't have to use the whole image. Use what you want of the image. That's what makes stamping so much fun. I'm telling you, I just love it. It's just really fun, and you know, you definitely can create just so many beautiful things, so many beautiful images. Like here, I'm gonna maybe I'll put these legs right there. See that? There it goes. I just put some little legs there, and I think I'm gonna leave it alone. Because again, go a little nutso with the turkeys. Okay, and then of course, once you let that dry, then you would go ahead and top coat it. Okay, so now I'm back with my full image, and it is dry to the touch. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and top coat it. Now you can use any top coat you want. There really is, you know, you just want to make sure that when you do use the top coat, you make sure you go around the actual image so that when you pull it off, it makes it much easier. Okay, so make sure you give yourself a good border around the actual image, if that makes sense. And then make sure, of course, to fill in the actual image itself. Okay, so now that I have completed the surrounding areas and the middle, then you're gonna have to let this completely dry. I would say overall, at least with this one here, it takes about a good 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes to actually let it dry. And then once it does dry completely, then you would go ahead and, you know, lift it up. You know, you can use a tweezer. You know, anything that has basically is thin enough so that you can peek through it and pull it up without tearing. Now, if you haven't done this technique, I will tell you that it is a trial and error, and it's just learning, because when you lift it off, sometimes it gets attached to the actual tweezer and you can't take it off and it rips, and you know, it's just trial and error. The best thing to do is, and this is very time consuming, so you want to make sure that you keep it intact. There is ways that you can utilize the image as well. You can wait until it's kind of tacky and actually go ahead and actually roll it onto your nails, which I'm going to go ahead and attempt this process like that instead of taking it off. So the way to do that is to actually mush this on your nails and go ahead and start to remove it slowly so that you adhere the image onto your nails. And it is tacky, so I'm hoping that it will take the image. And I'm gonna go, I would like the middle here. Now I'm gonna hold it, and once I see that it is being lifted off, which not yet, okay, I'm just gonna slowly roll it off, and there we go. So as you see, it did work with just letting it dry. And once you put a clear coat, just don't let the clear coat dry, you know, let it stay on, like give it at least a couple of seconds before so that it gets tacky. And then once it gets tacky, then you can just mush your finger into the design and it will come right off. And then all you would have to do is clean off everything and you can top coat it and you're done. So I'm going to come back and I'm just going to clean everything off and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so here is the end result, and I hope you do like. It's two ways of doing different techniques, and in order to achieve the look, this one here again, you know, you can just either, you know, mush your finger into the stamper, or you can go ahead and actually put a top coat and wait till the top coat completely dries and then peel it off. So it's definitely different ways that you can utilize, you know, just the same technique, just, you know, actually applying it differently on the nail. So I hope you do like this, and until next one, bye guys, happy turkey turkey.